Hello YouTube, it is Damien, it is the Rise of a Nation, it's episode 146. Today we have the group stage match day 2 and 3 of the Champions League here in Group H. I said group way too many times in that little bit, but you know what, bloopers stay in episodes because it's more fun to watch and a bit more real. Since we last met, there was some transfer business on deadline day that we have to talk to you about. One sale, one in, and the in is a massive in as well, and it's because of a couple other reasons why this player's come in as well. We have to talk to you about league form, a particular player that is scoring worldies, and something that we've done since the Liverpool game that has kind of worked. Since the Liverpool game, we obviously lost 4-2, but we kind of were a lot better in that game once Nildo moved into the middle of the park, and it's where we're going to start, is Nildo. Let's start on a positive, huh? Nildo has been fantastic. We moved into the middle of the park, scored 2 goals, he looked brilliant. Better than Jose Ramirez, and he's banging goals, right? And he's done this against 2 big teams here as well. So we can just go like this here. He scored a worldie of a goal against Midtjylland. Diego Maradona-esque, 1986 against England. I've showed this goal about 3 times on stream already, right? He's just next level when it comes to running through the middle of the park. He's got that trait now with a 19 dribbling and a 20 flair, and yeah, he's next level. So he picks the ball up here. And it's a very similar spot where he picks it up with Maradona. But as you remember, Maradona left like 4 or 5 English players in his wake and then dinked the keeper from here. He actually comes inside, but look at the players that's around him when he gets on the ball. So he's got 1, 2 guys in the vicinity, plus 3 and 4. But there's 5, 6, maybe 7 guys you could say that could conversion him. You know, if he's forced inside here, this guy could definitely drop in on the 4 lines. But just watch. He picks it up, burst of speed. And with one little jig inside, he's left 3 for dead, and he's got virtually 2, a gap, and the guy can come across, 3 to beat, and he just goes in, steadies himself up, beats him all for pace, puts it on his right foot, see you later, no dramas, right? And then against Grosjean, which I'm going to show you both goals here, we won 2-0. Group H, though, is looking like this. We are second, but only on goal difference to City. City, by the way, pumping Inter 6-0. Inter playing this 5 at the back system got absolutely walloped. City played 4-3-3, the same as what we're going to play against them, and they looked amazing, and yeah, that sums it up, right? But if we look here, you know, we've done really well, but these goals here, I'm going to show you both goals in the game, obviously, as well, but Nildo's goal, something to watch out for, because he was fantastic in this game, and this goal here is mental that Nildo scores. As you can see, I gets on the ball here, ball is blocked, falls to Bloom, Carlos in the end hits one, and Lars jolly on the spot, pops it in, which is great. And then Nildo's goal was fantastic. It's going to make sure it's on the right angle. It's not. We'll go on the other side. Right, and here he is. He picks the ball up. The touch here to do his man, because it's not the best throw in. Great. Right, and he's got so many people around him. He actually plays a 1-2 with Ferreira, gets it back instantly. He's got 3 immediate guys on him. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 guys that can converge on him. 5 and 6 guys are here. 7. There's 7 guys in his vicinity he has to score, and he scores. Here we go. He beats 3 guys with 1 move, and he's then got 3 guys, 4 guys, 5 guys. He's got so many people, but you know, let's say he's got 3 to beat, 4 to beat if he comes inside, and he finishes with a plum. Comes inside, works the space, then see you later, blast it, back of the net, cross keeper, in 1 move. Fantastic. He is next level. He's never moving out of advanced playmaker and attack half the stuff. He is incredible, is Nildo. Now, transfer business, deadline day. A few things happened on deadline day that's been really good. But yeah, Ismail got a big bid. He had a torn hamstring, doesn't play for me. If you didn't have the torn hamstring, was in good form, would not have sold, right? But Spurs came in and said, well, look, there's some money for you here. They gave me 25 million up front. We get another 5 million when he plays 5 times for Australia. We get 2.5 million when he plays 10 games for Spurs, which may or may not happen, but it's 30 million total. We then get 50% of whatever he sells on for. So if he sells on for 30 million, we get another 15 mil. So we could have sold him on for 45 million. If he goes and plays well at Spurs and develops, and he could go to like Barcelona, Real Madrid and go for 50, 60 million, we could get 50 million total profit from him as well. Got to remember, we brought the guy in for 2.6 million from Melbourne City. We've done absolutely amazing, and he has a 50% whatever sale, not profit, just whatever sale, and he goes. We sold him. It left me left winger short, right, because I was the guy that was losing on the left, and of course, Jefferson's not fit for this. JS put it in the chat, he said, imagine if Jefferson gets injured right now. Next down, international duty, Peru, bang, out for 6 weeks with a green strain, which is never nice, and we've missed him, right? But there's a guy in the team, you might see him on that screen here, but if we go back to the transfers we brought in on a loan, for whatever reason, Man United just love loaning out big centre-backs. This guy came in, powerful, 6'6", 23-year-old Brazilian, right? And his contract's expiring with Man United in 2039. Bloom's contract now has been extended by United 2041, so the idea of getting him in at the end of the season on a free has not worked out. Hopefully we can get him on another loan if United's stupid enough. But this guy, transfer loaned, we've got him as a star player. And what it's allowed us to do is, he's 6'6", his physical is amazing. Yes, we had a good partnership at the back, but what it's allowed us to do is something I didn't consider until he came about and I looked at the team. Ferreira is a natural ball-winning midfielder on defend, right? We may only get this guy for 1 year, but that's fine. Ricardo Ferreira is playing well. He's there. He looks good. He's playing in the role well, and he's natural, which is great. But the reason why I love this deal so much, we go to the development centre and the loans, right, is have a look at this. If the game wants to load, hello, Football Manager. We've got some boys on loan. One in particular that's doing really well. Marcelo Luiz. He's developing at Vigo, looking so good. We loaned him out to a La Liga side. Because he's playing La Liga, looks incredible with his development. He's now got, he keeps leading between 4.5 star to 3, the 4 star with the grade out, like last star, you know what I mean? Like this and then the 4.5, right? If he hits 3 stars, he's going to be a really good player for us. But what it looks like is a natural ball-winning midfielder on defend. He's got 14 tackling, 13 marking, good teamwork, decent work rate, decent positioning, good physicals, right? He's the sort of guy that he comes in at 19 after spending a year out on loan. We lose the other centre-back. Ferreira goes back to centre-back with Ren Sheng, and this guy comes in and goes into the DM role perfect, right? But he's 19, playing week in, week out for me in great facilities, been out there on loan at La Liga. He could be quite the ball-winning midfielder. He wasn't ready for it this season, which caused me the problem what we're going to do. But on deadline day, we found our man. We found a centre-back with Ferreira into the middle of the park. Perfect, right? It was not the way I was thinking about going, but it was all right. Talking about loans as well, Curtis Guard's actually been learning to play ball-winning midfield and defend, as you can see. But I've known him out the Angers in La Liga, and his potential is like keeps changing well, like Marcelo Luiz. You got to remember, 3 stars a really good player for me. If he hits his potential, he could be really good. But look at him, 6'5", growing. They've only conceded 2 goals all season, Angers, and he's been playing every game. If he hits the big headering, marking, tackling of 15, and the mentals grow, he could be really good for us and is our own prospect. Lucky last, Jacob we loaned out for first team football. He's a star player online at Randers. He played 1 game, didn't play great, but he looks really good. Obviously, still Jacob is pretty good. Lucky last, the baller, by the way. 4 goals in 4 games in Sporting. This may be the start of the baller developing into his potential. Feel like this is his last year to really go on loan somewhere and do well. He's got a lot of upwards arrows. His determination's up. I wish we could train him out of being unambitious, but we can't at the minute. But if he can get his physicals to like 15s throughout the board, you know, which I think he could still do at 21, I think he could still be a player for me. I don't know yet. And the former Nielsen, something tells me he won't, because Nielsen's now my best striker according to the game. That is because of form, nothing else. Anyway, we've got City. We know how they play. I think it wasn't last year, but it was the year before we had City in the group. And as you can see here, we played them at home. We dominated until Jose Ramon got sent off. We found a goal in the 85th minute with Ismail, who just sold. And then Calvo scored in the 93rd minute. And then we absolutely got dominated by City here. Bag got an 8.2 as man of the match. And we won 1-0 in the game. We had no right. Ismail scored again. Interplay FC Grosjean, who were missing their star striker as well, by the way, in that game, which made it a bit easier. They only had the 1 shot, which a bad save well from a free kick. But yeah, your team is virtually full strength, just unfortunately Jefferson not fit for this one. He will be fit for the next one against Inter, which you guys will see. But a bad in goals. We've got Bloom on the right-hand side, Ren Sheng, Lil Carlos, who's looked really good, and Ives, a very good back four. It's a star-studded back four. Forever in the DM role, which he does not mind, and I think he's good there. Ronald and Nildo. Nildo's been the star man. Carlos on the right, Jose Ramon on the left, and Lars up top. I normally play these games on extended. I'm going to play this one on key. Reason why is I think there's less highlights on key. We score, you know, less highlights equals less chance the ball goes in the back of the net. I'm clutching at straws, but it could help us. Second thing is 9:55. F1s are on at 10:30. There is some form that I want to be filming the Inter game before the F1s go live. I don't think that's going to happen, and I'm going to have to play that game tomorrow. I don't particularly want to because I'm not planning on streaming tomorrow because I do have the podcast. Links down below for the podcast. Have been going really well. We've obviously got a lot of things to talk about with the Euros being on. I'm going to not man mark the winger, but I will man mark Calvo, I will man mark Marcos. We'll press the whole midfield line like we normally do. It's 4-3-3, it's 4-3-3. It's a very similar team to what we played. So Thomas obviously was here last time. Yakubu was here last time. Florian was here last time. Conforti, I think, was here last time. Mbalo wasn't. He looks fantastic. I don't know where they've got him from, but he's pretty good. Obviously, Julian looks pretty good as well. William Sadan he's mental. We thought Gildo was good. He's next level. Donald's here still. Fantastic. Calvo scored that late winner. He's a fantastic winger. Callum Wilson looks unbelievable. And Marcos is a fantastic little striker. People on the bench, you know, he's a pretty good little fullback. Ismail Kamara looks very good as well as an attacking fullback. We'll give him a little bit of a scout. Marco Robles looks pretty decent. Lucy looks pretty incredible through the middle as he's a backup. Alfonso looks pretty good as a winger. Yeah, they're unreal, right? We know they're unreal. We know they're unreal. And they're backup keepers. They're always playing on the bench, which is fine. They're backup keepers. Because who cares? Abad has been truly unbeatable. We've conceded finally in the league. We beat Nords last game 2-1 out. We played a full 11 rotate, including Abad out. And we conceded, went 1-0 down, but Words is the freak and scored 2. And hopefully we can. Look, we're in massive form. Last time we played City here, we dominated. We couldn't score. We're down to 10 men. Thought we scrapped the draw and we lost. Today is a day where if we get a win, we're on 6 points from 2 games and we're in the key spot with Inter coming up after it, Inter a double header, and you'll see the Man City game on the final day, which could be deciding top or not. A draw is not a bad result here. You know, draw to City here, go beat Inter home and away, beat Groj and draw to Inter, go to City again, we could finish top. I don't think it's going to be that simple. I expect Inter to be really good. I expect Inter in Italy to maybe probably beat us. But a win here against City, which is possible, I think we can do. I have put it on key highlights just in case we can maybe make the Inter game. I don't know if we will. But yeah, anyway, 10 minutes played. Or 0-0 here. No highlight, that's fine. We were dominating the ball. It's kind of gone back the other way now. Inter, City having a better of the game. Keep saying Inter. I'm going to tell us to demand a little bit more. Don't do that a lot. But I want us to really step our forward in the game. This is in our country. This is Denmark, baby. Big game. A draw is a good result, but I really want to see us step it up. About having a pretty good game here. City having chances, but nothing really of note. 35 minutes played. It's a City free kick. Williams ball in back stick. Renshed heads away. I am going to just switch the highlight here to the other side. And I feel like William Sedano is going to get on that. Or you won't. Jose Ramon got there first. We're good on the break if we can get past him. He won't get past him like that. It's poor from Jose. And Adrian Jefferson would have got past him. Anyway, Wilson, Sadan on it again. Adrian Roche. They're good on the ball here. We need to squeeze him. Force a bit longer. That is a ball and a half. A bad save me. Dinks him. Puts it into the post. Wow. Calvo's still on it though. Highlight still going. Don't foul him. Got to win that. Jose nearly gave away a penalty but gets it away. They've hit the post City. It's 0-0. Don't look good. All Jose's fault really, that one there. He kind of gave the ball away in there. You don't want him to give it away. Corner now. Williams. Ball in back stick, good ball. They've hit the bar and Ferreira clears. Wow, we should be 2-0 down. They've hit the post in the bar now. We should be 2-0 down and Lars runs it out of play. What? Okay. 45 minutes. We can bless our lucky souls. We're down. We're not down, but we've played the worst half of football we've played all year. Jose's coming off. Haven't enjoyed that. Nilsson's coming up top because he's a bit of a big boy. He can hold the ball up maybe. And there we are. Get Nilsson playing out wide. Lars playing out wide, coming in. Bad. In the Rensheng. Confined feet, Nildo now. This is the guy we need to get on the ball. Good ball at Carlos. Good touch in the Bloom. And now we can go. Nilsson making a great run. Was ignored by Bloom. Needs to hold it up now and does. Carlos can beat a man and maybe whip here. Still going. Needs to get it in the box now. Good run. Ball in. Lars. How have you missed? Free header inside the 6-yard box. He heads over. I thought it was a goal. I do not believe Lars has missed that. Should have scored. Nildo now. Bloom. Going with it. Here we go. Send to Bloom. Cuts it back to Nildo. Good man to have on the ball. Ferreira now. Good in this position. Looks for the Ronald's feet. Needs to find a pass inside. Looks out to Carlos. Great ball. Get it in the box again. The wonder kid. Ball in. Ibe fires wide. 2 massive chances of SFB. Lars really should have scored and Ibe should have hit the target. As it stands though, it is 0-0 into 4-0 up at home. Better of the second half has been us. 65 minutes played. Who are we going to bring on here is the question. 70 minutes played. It's a corner. We're good from these. Ronald, Carlos, needs to find a way through. He does. Ronald needs to get a ball in the box here. Carlos, Nildo block cleared. Wow, big chance. Another corner. Been all us here second half. Nildo for Musa. I don't like it, but he's not fit. Musa's in form. I'll do it. Don't really have a right winger to bring out there. Musa could have played up top, actually. Get Nilsson on the right. Carlos on the bookie, but having a good game. We'll leave him out there. I'm going to leave one last chance. I don't like taking Nildo off here, but he's just dead on his legs. So we will take him off. Time ticks away. Musa run from deep could be interesting. Bloom now. Varut wants to come on here. Time ticks away. I will make this change really late here to try and time waste. Make it now. Time wasting change. Can we get a draw here? Look, 0-0 draw. I will take that every day against City. We don't lose. They had the better of the first half. We had the better of the second half. Really, Lars should have scored. I don't believe Lars. Inside the 5-yard, inside the 6-yard box, and he put it over the bar. Cannot believe that. Can we actually go to the analytics and watch the shot? Team shots. Off target. SFB. Lars. Watch highlight. I do not believe he has missed this. Great work from Carlos. Leaves the man for dead, the Portuguese international. He's 19, by the way. He's just been capped. Look where he is. When that goes to his head, here, I've scored. I literally was ready to celebrate. All he has to do is head it down, keeper's eliminated, goal, and he's blazed it over the bar. It's the whole reason we moved him out wide, was that Jose won't make that run. He's not that natural guy that comes in at the back seat. He's that guy who wants the ball at feet and will run inside as a left winger. Lars a bit more whatever. I'll get the back step. I'm a bit more of a striker. I want that goal, right? It was perfect. That was the moment. That could have been the moment. That was the first spot in the group. In the end, we drew against City. City will be ahead of us because of results against teams and obviously goal difference here. It's a great result. Look, you offered me 0-0 before the game. Great. Good win. Clean sheet. We only conceded 1 goal and it's been not even from open play in proper games. The Super Cup is a proper game, but you know what I mean. It's a one-off game. It's against Liverpool. But in actual league formatted games, Champions League and the league, we've only conceded 1 goal, which was against Nords with 11 rotated men from a corner. Shows that we know how to defend. Next game against Inter, it's so important we win that game. I actually hope we're playing away from home first. Go out there, even a draw there's not bad. Get Inter at home. Next episode would not be bad, but that is not a bad result. Bit annoying for the fact that we had chances to win that game and nab it, but it is what it is. In the end, Inter won 4-1. As you can see in the group here, we are on 4 points, equal points with City here, as you can see as my ugly mug gets out the way. But Inter behind us with obviously 3 points. A big game for this one here, Inter away from home as well. A point here is pretty good. Get Inter at home. No, we win, we're probably out the group. We also know if we beat Inter in Italy, it's massive because it means that we get a draw against Inter, we're out the group. Winning both these games coming up would be massive. Here we are. It's in our own hands to finish top. And a score draw, by the way, would actually be good enough for results against teams because I believe it goes on away goals. But look, it is what it is. That is not a bad little performance there. It shows that we've got the right people in. The system does work, and in the big games, we know how to not concede. And it's a good little thing to have. A little bit lucky, yes. With that little bit lucky, yes. And sometimes that just equals out into a 0-0 draw. One of those days where FM doesn't want you to score. I'll see you next time. Next little bit, just like that, for Inter. I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, YouTube. Episode 146, part 2. For reference, it's actually 2 days after we filmed the Man City game. Last night was meant to be podcast night, didn't happen. In the end, I filmed my Dortmund stuff. So if you haven't watched the Dortmund saves episodes, there's 11 episodes out there. We just finished season 2 after we started season 1 with a bit of a, bottom at Christmas sort of challenge or whatever you would call it. Bottom of when the first knockout stage happened because Juve got knocked out then, I think, in real life. Very interesting save. Episode 11 was an absolute banger as well. Highly recommend. Played both those finals last night. Do recommend you go check that out. That save still has another season to go. So, cheeky little plug. Anyhow, because of that and meaning to film the podcast last night, we're now live before I film the podcast tonight on the Tuesday. We have Inter in the group stage with the last game of this episode. So obviously in this episode, we've seen us draw 0-0 to City in a game where both teams had chances. You've just seen that. I'm just refreshing it for the chat to remember and me because we are currently live. Links down below. And obviously we seen the goals of the FC Groningen game. And Inter obviously by memory pumped them at home, but Inter got pumped by City away from home in England. That might be because City are unreal, but it also might mean that Inter are one of those teams that don't travel particularly well but play well at home. From what I've seen with Italian sides, it's kind of how it goes. Away from home they're not particularly great, but at home it's so hard to score and break down and etc. But hopefully this system will do the job. In terms of talking about what else has happened, not much really. We've played a couple of games in the league. We've played 10 games in the league, and we've got we've got 29 goal difference, 30 points because we've won 10 from 10. A few big results in there. We conceded 1 goal when I made 11 changes and it was from a corner. This is probably arguably the best league season I've ever having. And my team isn't playing... Well, they're playing a great little system which doesn't concede many goals. Cue the moment we now concede 3 to Inter away in Italy. But at the same stage, a team that scores goals, have players that are doing well, and I'm really happy how things are going. Anyway, team selection is very easy for me because everyone's fit and fiddling and everyone's pretty fiery for this one. Only one is that Jefferson isn't 100% fit, but that's okay. There's ways around that for people to come in like Jose Ramillund, or we can move Carlos on the other side. We've got plenty of ways to go about it. We've got a batting goal, Sander Bloom, Rensheng, and little Carlos. Carlos has looked amazing with Ibe on the left-hand side. Ferreira in the ball-winning midfielder role, who's played quite well in there with Nildo, who's been our star man, with Ronald in the box-to-box, Carlos and Jefferson with Lars up top. It is going to be a star-started SFB side that's going to take on an Inter side that, they've been decent this year. They currently sit in second in the Serie A, and they've got a good team, but at the same stage, I think that you can get at them a little. I've had a look at their squad, and I'm like, they've won it recently, but for me, it's like, Anyway, Gianluca's out, one of their international players, very good midfielder, guy that probably would have started in the middle of the park or in a DM role for them. But from what we've seen, they've played 5 at the back, so it would have been a 5 at the back with 2 midfielders generally, is what they've played so far this year. I don't think the 4-3 has actually faced many 5 at the backs. You've got to remember, I don't think I've faced an Italian side throughout the Euro run last year, no. And I didn't face a Italian side in the 4-3, obviously, in the league, because I'm Danish, and none of the Danish teams play 5 at the back against me. They always play a 4-4-2 or 4-3-3, most times than not. Occasionally, you get the occasional guy that will play 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, and yeah. But this might be the first time our 4-3 system faces a 5 at the back system. I do think the 5 at the back system actually matches up well against me, because it means that we can't really play on the break. They're going to sit in, we're going to keep playing the ball, but they're going to be as pragmatic as us in terms of not wanting to concede. It depends on how 2 strikers will break against my back 4. It also depends on how many Sander Bloom and I bomb on, and if Ricardo Ferreira holds enough, and that could on the break cause us problems. I know Carlos Vera is one of their best players, a bit of a right back as well. That is very good. I know Moha is very good. I know Garro is very good as well. And I know Marco Panelleri has been a youth prospect there as well. Yeah, important to note, Tech Zema's here. And lucky last for the boys that love Marseille. Fabio Silva at 34 is here too. We'll have a quick look at him as well in a second. It's a great opportunity to show the boys why to back you up. I really do like how the boys have been going here. And we are going to get into the opposition instructions with game number 1 of the stream, and game number 1 for me. So if we lose this, I'm blaming that, by the way. I'm going to have a look at how it goes. I'm not going to press Vieira. They are playing 5 at the back with midfield flat 3. And then one us a man mark Panarella. Panarella. He's a good little player. Anyway, Igor in goals, very good goalkeeper. The Croatian's been capped 92 times. He looks fantastic in net and looks very good at 6'3". At right backs, Carlos. I said he's a very good, right back, centre back, he looks fantastic. Very, very good at 6'4". Very quick, very elite, very mentally solid, and there we are. Jovic also at the back is probably the one we pin ourselves on. There's nothing wrong with Jovic. The reason why we pin ourselves on is 6'4". Maybe Lars can break him down more than anyone for speed. Use that lankiness that he has maybe against him, but he's going to be very good and very hard to get past. And Gustavo Guevara looks not bad as a Spanish player that has not played for Spain, which kind of shows you how good Spain are as well. Niljessen looks very good as a fullback. Or the 31-year-old's very experienced, but very quick. Usually when you see these experienced players and they're not as quick, you get at him. He's the sort of guy that knows, I know when to go, know when not to go, and he's very quick and knows what to do. Roger on the other side, though, is a 31-year-old Spanish international, and he looks fantastic still at 31. It is a pretty good and experienced Inter side so far. Moha in the middle of the park, been capped 5 times by the Dutch, also including a goal. Not the greatest midfielder. It's probably because of the midfielder we just saw in Gianluca is injured that he's playing. Looks okay, and he's got good speed from the middle of the park. Nicola Gari is their key man. You can see why. The man is just an absolute wizard on the ball. 17 passing with 17 vision, with great work rate and great physicals. This guy is pretty key to how well they'll play. Andrea Canavella looks very good as well in the middle of the park. One thing I will note, they're not really too defensively minded. Andrea probably the more defensively minded, unless I missed the defending stat on Moya, which I didn't. He had 4 tackling. I think their midfield 3 isn't a midfield 3 that is known for winning the ball back and lets recycle play. It's a midfield 3 that's very creative. For me, I know that I have an action midfielder that will win the ball back, and I know Ronald's so good at man marking win the ball back too. It frees up my Nildo. So I think maybe this game will be won with them pushing their 3 on and looking to create, and us winning the ball back and then going as well. Isaac Harrison, he looks pretty good at 5'10", natural finisher of the ball. Not the best scout rating, but not too bad. And obviously Marco is unreal. He's 31. He's been here all the years at Inter. I think he's an Inter prospect, had a few loans as well. He's fantastic. He's elite. And 109 caps for Italy says it all. On the bench, they got Laurie, who is an 18-year-old Italian. Jeez, if they want to sell him, I'll take him. Luca, the 24-year-old Italian international, looks very good. I'm actually glad he's not playing. Fabio Silva at 34. How are you, my friend? I love him. It would be very cruel if he scored the winner against me late on in this game. Don't want that to happen. Omar is a very good 21-year-old. I've scouted him a few times. They tell me that he's got a good scout report and then he doesn't. He's the sort of guy I've nearly moved for a couple of times on the save because he's been listed. And Delilson, the 21-year-old, Brazilian, looks pretty decent as well. Tex, obviously our former man, barely played for him. Yeah, you can see why we sold him. Out of all Inter's players, he looks like the one that's least technical and doesn't have the best mentals. He's still good physically, but I still get at him. Hope he comes out. And obviously, they've got a 22-year-old that's not quite ready in Ariel there as well. Someone I expect Inter to sell. Look, I think this game's going to be very interesting. That was a long intro, but yeah, needed. Anyway, we're here. It's Inter in Italy. It's a big tie. They're going to be in their infamous black and blue stripes. And we are going to be in our pure white, the SFB white, a colour that is now synonymous with European football and now has got the one little star for the Europa League on it, probably. I hope so. As you can see there's your group stage table as well. They have a very offensive midfield, so that will do Nilda a favour because, yeah, if they push up and then we do that, that will be key. I do agree. My dim sum's also predicted 3-2. Any other predictions can fly in here, boys. I am going to keep this one on key because I think this episode's gone for a little bit. And then I think what I'll do is next episode, I'll have both games on extended. Anyway, free kick deep in our half. An early goal for us would be massive here. And Nildo knows how to whip the ball. Back stick, but only in the hands of the keeper in Belech. And with a guy who's so good at commanding his area, that's a poor ball from Nildo. His ball goes long. Bloom wins the header. Carlos knocks down into Ronald. Couple first-time headers where they had time, and that's poor. And this is where Inter are going to hurt us, is they are good at picking a pass and going at people. And Panarella getting into the box, forced him wide enough. Tackle comes in, that's a penalty. Advantage played, and the clearance has hit him on the floor and falls to Harrison. We're 1-0 down. From a moment where we're whipping a ball in, we're down the other end, and we've conceded. We're 1-0 down in Italy in a massive game in the group. And yeah, I do think if this ball doesn't go in, that's a pen as well, because he doesn't win any of the ball, it's a thing. And then the Renshen clearance literally hits him on the back, and it falls to Harrison, and it is 1-0. It was a very unlucky goal to concede. We're up against it. It's not what we wanted here. Against a 5-at-the-back system, an early goal is not what we wanted to concede. It kind of happened last year against Napoli, and we got absolutely done for it. So yeah, it is not good at all. 20-odd minutes played. It's still 1-0 Inter. And at some stage, we're going to have to think about going for it too. I'm just going to get us a demand more thing out there. This game's lacking a highlight here. We kind of need a goal of our next highlight. Sandra Bloom's on the wrong side here. Jefferson. Bloom's still there if he wants to give it to him. Ignored. Back to Bloom. Can't afford to lose it because our right back is well out of position. Ferreira. Nildo. Turns. Carlos. Wants to hit. Blocked. It's not happening, boys. And they're good on the break too with a good ball out. And they do have a good ball out. And Panarella. We're in trouble, boys. Panarella. Great save from a bad. Literally, we're getting the ball, we're moving it around well, and they win the ball going one ball down the channel, and Panarella's doing bits. It's not happening at all, is it? Caravale, ball in, Ronald clears. Been second best, and it's not because we're playing bad football, it's because Inter's system with the 5 at the back is causing us issues. 4-4-2 might have to come out here really early, which I don't want. Time ticks away here, right before half time. Struggling to keep the ball too, so we may as well go 4-4-2 as well. It's not happening at the minute. Time ticks away here, half time. 1-0 down. Far from pleased. Let's start the second half, thank you. I'm going to keep it like this for the next 5 minutes or so. See if there's a highlight here. Jefferson looking dead as well. Going to go to it. Carlos on one side, Nildo on the other. Jefferson will come off. Somariva will come on because I still need to win the ball back. I was tempted to bring in Musa Actors. I'm actually going to get Nielsen out there. Move these two around. Nielsen's a bit of a goal scorer. 4-4-2. Bang. Second thing we are going to do is we are going to, as City go 1-0 up, is what you expect. We're going to go and press everybody that comes on this park. Highlights hopefully need to come in here. 4-4-2, we need a goal. Time ticks away. Lack of highlights here is really worrying me at the minute. Nothing is happening at all. Come on, boys. 14 shots, 8. We've now started to really dominate him. Go very attacking. Get Jose on as well. Guess we have to go into that. I don't really have a 10 to play. 20 shots 11. We're getting FM'd. Absolutely FM'd. We're getting so FM'd. Always in Italy, man. Wow. Not even a highlight, huh? 23 shots 13. Not a highlight, huh? Wow. So Inter score a goal. They don't see a highlight for the rest of the game. We did not get a highlight in a whole half, and I had 24 shots. Football Manager, really, huh? Should have went to, I swear when you play on extended, you see more highlights. And for the team that is not the best side, it's good. So it's me clutching thoughts. I think you should play on extended when you play a system that's not particularly aggressive, right? Like the 4-3-3, because it creates highlights. Game has to show all the half chances, and because of that, I feel that the half chances eventually go in, right? I also feel that when you're the better team and you have shots like this 24-13, that you then get all the highlights you see are key that are just basically goals. That's what I feel from all my time playing Football Manager. The only reason what I should have done is realize 70 minutes in we haven't seen a highlight, force the game to give me a highlight, extended highlights, right? And maybe would have found a goal. Don't know if that's really a tactical thing that comes into it. Maybe that's me overthinking it. But I think if we should have realised that game was going to give me a highlight because of the coding, and I should have made it give me a highlight. 24 shots, 13. You think we scored a goal? No. We lost 1-0. Look at the chances we had, man. Like, far out. Are you telling me we don't see any of these chances at all? If we go out of the Champions League again to an Italian team, I literally hate it. So they made 13 saves, huh? Let me see this one here. Watch highlight, 14th minute. This is what I mean. We're going to watch a highlight here and be like, why has that not been shown? That was a good highlight. I understand why that may not have been shown because it's not a thing. But because we're on key highlights, you're not seeing it. So Nielsen missed a chance from here. Can I see it? That isn't a highlight. See what I mean? Because the game goes, oh yeah, because he's headed it wide, that's not a key highlight. To me, that's a key highlight. See why I play on extended a lot? Right there, that highlight. It's a ball into the 6-yard box and Nielsen puts a header over. I'd rather see that highlight than not have it at all. I really think he's really weird this year. There's some games where Football Manager goes, yeah, you're not going to see a highlight. It doesn't matter how many shots you have. That was the sort of game where Football Manager's like, yeah, they're going to win. And then, yeah, like, come on, man. Shot saved, 72nd minute. Let's have a look. From a corner. We didn't get to see a highlight. Oh, my God. Maybe we actually saw it. No, we didn't see that. I don't think there was a highlight at all. There's a backstick header, which he should score, and the keeper's made a save. Like, Football Manager, yeah, I can handle losing 1-0, handle being FM, but show me these highlights, man. I think we just play on extend from now on, and I apologise if episodes go 40, 50 minutes long. 24 shots, 13 on target, made the right decision to go 4-4-2, and we absolutely copped it in the dick by Football Manager yet again. He had a very good game, a different game would have scored, yeah. Right. That puts us 2 points behind Inter, 3 points off City. We have got a massive game versus Inter coming up again next episode. A must-win game in Denmark, where if we don't win, we're probably out because it means we have to beat City and then beat City and FC Groningen. We have to win against Inter. We win against Inter, we would definitely be second with 2 games to go, but we would have to play City. It's not a good spot to be in, but they have to play City too. Yeah, I don't like where we are, boys. I don't like where we are as well. We're staring the Europa League yet again. We have Inter, Groningen, and City on the final day. So for us, we know if we beat Inter, we got the FC Groningen game away from home, which is a must-win game as well. We must win the next 2. We have to win the next 2. We have to get 6 points from our next 2 games in the Champions League. You will see all 3 games next episode. We win the next 2, that's great, and then we go to City and we'll be okay. For a side that knows how to score, a side that has got a goal difference of 29, 10 games, scored in every game, we shouldn't be not scoring in Italy. It's yet again like last year, Napoli away from home in Italy. They should have had a man sent off that scored from 1 highlight. We've had a million highlights, didn't score. Here today, Football Manager just turned around and said, nah, you're not allowed to highlight. You're not allowed to win this game. And we just copped it then. After a good performance against City where we got a 0-0 draw, we lose 1-0 in Italy in a game we've had 24 chances. And yet again, it's that reason right there that Football Manager decides it's not your time, it's not your game to win. That might be the reason we don't win the Champions League yet again. If it's another reason why we don't win it again, I will be livid. The system's done everything right, we changed perfectly, we got everything right, and the game just screwed us out of it. And for me, it's getting to a point where I get very annoyed because I want to lose games of football based on merit or decisions or, me making a mistake, not the game going, nah, not you. Or the team being better. It's ludicrous for me to say, but I actually think we have a team that's worthy winning the Champions League right now. And we're a Danish side. But it's not showing because results won't go our way. See you next time for a massive game. And hopefully we'll beat Inter and get some revenge because we need to. And I'll see you then. Thank you and goodbye.